Hello my dear students. In this class we are going to start with chapter 12, which is electricity. So before we continue with the chapter, we must know what is the meaning of electricity and where does this word came from. So the word electricity has been derived from the Greek word electron. Now what is electron? Electron is actually the Greek word for the amber. Now why did they use the word electron? Because when amber is rubbed with fur, it start attracting lightweight object like feather. So from the word amber they took the electron, because amber in Greek, the amber is called electron, and from electron the word electricity is derived. Okay, so before we continue with the chapter, we have to know what is the electricity is made up of. What constitute the electricity? So electricity is constituted by the charge. Now what is the charge? Electric charge is a physical property of matter that cause it to experience a force when placed in an electromagnetic field. So now try to understand this statement. Electric charge is a physical property. Now what is the meaning of physical property? Like we know mass is a physical property, density is a physical property, your volume is a physical property. Similarly, charge is also a physical property. Clear? Of any matter. Now what is the significance of this physical property? It causes it caused to experience a force when placed in an electromagnetic field. That means due to this property, whenever a charge is placed in an electromagnetic field. Now what is a electromagnetic field? A field which contain both electric field and magnetic field. So that type of field is called electromagnetic field. That means if you put a charge in an electromagnetic field, it will experience a force. Now why it is experiencing a force? Because it has a physical property, and that physical property is called electric charge. Now electric charge can be positive or negative. Clear? So we have two type of charges. One is positive charge, the other one is the negative charge. Positive charge, negative charge. So now what is a positive charge? Positive charge is acquired by the glass rod when it is rubbed with the silk cloth. That means if you rub a glass rod with silk cloth, the glass rod will acquire a positive charge. Now what is a negative charge? The negative charge, it is acquired by the ebonite rod when rubbed with the woolen cloth. That means if you rub an ebonite rod with the woolen cloth, the ebonite rod will acquire a negative charge. Now we will talk about the properties of electric charge. We will talk only about the basic property of electric charge. The first one is, unlike charges attract each other. That means if one charge is positive, the other one is negative, then they will attract each other. Second one is, like charges repel each other. That means if both the charges are negative, they will repel each other, and if both the charges are positive, even then they will repel each other. Why? Because like charges repel each other. Now we will talk about the SI unit of the charge. Now what is the SI unit of charge? It is coulomb. Okay. Now what is coulomb? Coulomb is actually the unit coulomb is after the name of the scientist Augustin de Coulomb. Clear? So it is after the name of the scientist. We will study about the charge in this lecture. Okay, so we will continue with the electric current. Now what electric current is denoted by the capital I. So what is electric current? Electric current, it is the amount of charge flowing through particular area in unit time. Now what is the meaning of this statement? Suppose this is a wire, this is a wire, clear, and this is cross sectional area. This is the one cross sectional area of the wire. So they are saying it is the amount of charge flowing through a particular area in unit time. That means how much charge is flowing through this area. Okay, so in wires, charge is constituted by the electrons. That means how many electrons are passing through this area in unit time. You can take the unit time as 1 second. So how many electrons are passing through this area per unit time, or how much charge is passing through this particular area in 1 second or unit time. That is called the electric current, or we can say it is the rate of flow of electric charge. Rate means per unit time. So how much electric charge is flowing per unit time. This is the same as the above definition. Okay, so the flow of electric charge per unit time, rate means per unit time, this is same. Okay, now what is the mathematical meaning of this statement? Mathematically it is I is equal to Q by T. We can see from the formula, Q is charge, T is time, so it is charge per unit time. So what is current, what is I? It is Q by T, which is Q is charge, T is time, so it is charge per unit time. Now what is the SI unit of the electric current? What is SI unit? Whenever we have to find any SI unit, we will first write the formula. So we will use the formula I is equal to Q by T. To find the unit of current, we will put the value of Q and T as 1. So if we take the charge as 1 coulomb and take time as 1 second, then this current will automatically become 1 ampere. So what is 1 ampere? It is 1 coulomb charge per second. That means if 1 coulomb of charge is flowing through any conductor, that means 1 ampere of current is flowing through that conductor. Clear? See here definition. What is 1 ampere? Current flowing through a conductor is said to be 1 ampere if 1 coulomb of charge flow through it in 1 second. Okay, so if 1 coulomb of charge is flowing per second, then the current in the conductor is 1 ampere. Now this word ampere, it is taken from the name of the scientist Andre Marie Ampere. Okay, so ampere is taken from the name of the scientist. Clear? Next is ammeter. Now what is ammeter? It is a instrument. What is an ammeter? It is an instrument used to measure the electric current. That means whenever we have to measure how much current is flowing through a wire or flowing through a circuit, we will use ammeter. It is always connected in series in a circuit. Now what is series combination and what is parallel combination, that we will study in the coming lecture in this chapter. Its symbol is this. Okay, this is the symbol for the ammeter. You can see here, this is our simple electric circuit which contain a battery. Okay, this is the symbol for battery, this is the symbol for bulb, this is the symbol for ammeter, and this is the symbol for key. So this is a very basic electric circuit. So as you can see, we have used here an ammeter. Clear? This is our key or switch. So this is an basic electric circuit. So if we want to define what is an electric circuit, so a continuous and closed path in which the electric current flows is called electric circuit. Okay, you have to remember these two words, continuous and closed. That means the path on which the current is flowing, that path must be continuous and closed. It should not be broken in between anywhere. Clear? Next we have to define switch or key. Now what is a switch or key? It make a conducting link between the different components of electric circuit. That means it act as a link between the different components. So if you keep the key open, okay, then there will be no current flowing through the circuit, and if you keep the key or switch closed, then current will start flowing in the circuit. Next we have cell or battery. This is our battery. Clear? So what is cell? Cell, if you have to make a cell, then we will represent it like this. So when here you can see we have joined the two cell and they are making a battery. So whenever there are more than one cell, okay, then it will form a battery. So what is a cell or battery? It acts as a source of energy which make the movement of the charge possible in an electric circuit. You know how we get the energy for our daily work? We get the energy from the food we eat. Similarly, how the electron gain the energy to move in a circuit? So they get the energy from a cell or a battery. As you know, cell or battery, they are made up of chemical. So in cell or battery, chemical energy is converted into electrical energy, and that electrical energy help the electron or charge to move inside inside an electric circuit. Okay, the next thing is direction of electric current. Now understand this very carefully. So when the electricity was first observed, okay, when the electricity was first observed, there were two type of charges. There were only two type of charges, positive charge and negative charge, but the electron were not known at that time. Clear? So there were only two charges, positive charge and negative charge, but the electron were not discovered at that time. So how we will find the direction of the electric current? The electric current was considered to be the flow of positive charge. That means the direction in which the positive charge flow, that will be the direction of current. So the direction of flow of positive charge was taken to be the direction of electric current. From this figure you can see there is a positive charge and here it is a negative charge. You can see the arrow is from positive to negative. That means positive charge will move from here to here toward the negative. So what is the direction of the current? From positive to negative. So the conventional direction of the electric current is considered to be the one in which the positive charge move orderly. Okay, so the direction in which the positive charge move, that will be the direction of the electric current, and this is the conventional direction. That means from the old times. But when the electron were discovered and we came to know that the metallic wire, in metallic wire the electron constitute the current. It is due to the electron that the current flow in a circuit. So in the metallic conductor, the current is carried by the free electrons, as we know, and electrons have the negative charge. That means they will move toward the positive end of the source or battery. Okay, as you can see from this figure. So these are the electron and they will move in this direction. They will move toward the positive terminal of the battery. But as we know, the conventional current, according to the conventional current, the direction of the electric current is always from positive to negative. But here you can see that the electron are moving from negative terminal to the positive terminal. Okay? So the conventional current is a direction opposite to the flow of electrons. So if we want to take the conventional direction which was used earlier, so the conventional current is always from positive terminal to the negative terminal, and since even we now use the same convention, okay, we will always use the conventional direction of the current, not the direction of the electron. So the current the conventional direction of the current is from positive to negative. So we will show it like this arrows. Okay, so you will always put arrow in the circuit from positive to negative. Clear? Now we know about the unit of the electric current. Clear? That is ampere. But sometimes there are very small current in the circuit. Okay, and we have to measure that small values of current. For that we will use the smaller units of current. Now what are the smaller unit of current? First one is the milliampere. Milli means 1/1000 of an ampere. Okay, so this is 10 raised to power -3 ampere. Next smaller unit we have 1 microampere. Micro means 1 millionth of an ampere. Okay, so this is 10 raised to power minus 6 ampere. Now we will try to define 1 coulomb. What is coulomb? Okay, so as we know, I is equal to q by t, and we want to find the value of coulomb. Coulomb is the unit of charge. So we will take q, we will make the q as a subject, we will shift the t here. So q is equal to I into t. Now we want to find the value of 1 coulomb. I have already told you, whenever you have to find any unit, just put the value as 1 unit in the formula. So if I put the current as 1 ampere and time as 1 second, so charge flowing through the conductor will be 1 coulomb. So the charge flowing through a conductor is said to be 1 coulomb if 1 ampere of current is flowing through the conductor in 1 second. That means if 1 coulomb of charge, 1 ampere of current is flowing through the circuit in 1 second, then charge is said to be 1 coulomb. Okay, so if we talk about the same charge in terms of number of electron, that means how many electrons are there in 1 coulomb. That means if 1 coulomb of charge is flowing through the conductor, then how many electrons are flowing in the conductor, that we have to find out. Okay, so number of electron in 1 coulomb of charge. If we know the 1 coulomb of charge, number of electron in 1 coulomb of charge, then we can also calculate it for 2, 3, 4, 5 coulomb. We just have to multiply by that number. So in 9th class you studied that charge on 1 electron is 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. So this is the charge on 1 coulomb. So there is a formula to calculate the number of electron, and that formula is Q is equal to Ne, where Q is charge, N is the number of electron, and E is the charge on 1 electron, which is 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. Clear? So our charge is given to you, that is 1 coulomb. So charge is 1 coulomb. E, which is charge on 1 electron, which is 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. So okay, put these two values, put Q, value of Q here and E here. So Q is 1 coulomb, then N, and then E is 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. So we will keep the N here and calculate the value of N. So it is 1 coulomb over 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. So when we solve it, we will find out that in 1 coulomb of charge there are 6.25 into 10 raised to power minus 6.25 into 10 raised to power 18 electron. So if I say that in a wire there is a current of 1 ampere, okay, that means suppose 1 ampere of current is flowing in this circuit. 1 ampere means 1 coulomb per second. Okay, 1 coulomb per second. So how many electrons are flowing through this area, this particular area, in 1 second? That means 6.25 into 10 raised to power 18 electron. If this many electrons are flowing through this area in 1 second, then we will say that 1 ampere of current is flowing through this conductor or this wire. Similarly, if 2 ampere of current is flowing through a conductor, 2 ampere means 2 coulomb per second. So 2 coulomb means we just have to multiply it by 2. So 2 into 6.25 into 10 raised to power 18 electron per second. If this many electrons are flowing through the conductor per second, then 2 ampere of current is flowing through that conductor or wire, and so on. Similarly for 3 ampere, 4 ampere, just multiply this number by 3, 4, 5, whatever the current is flowing through the circuit. Clear? Now we will talk about how the charge flow inside the wire. That means how the electron or charge are flowing in a wire. Clear? So as we know, in solids the atoms are tightly packed. Okay, so in solids or wires the atoms are tightly packed. So low energy electron would have a great difficulty passing through the solid conductor. That means it is very difficult for the electron to pass through this solid, because in that atoms are tightly packed, there is not much space. But it turns out that the electron travel through the wire very smoothly and easily. Why they are saying this? Because when the steady current flow through the conductor, the electron move with a certain average drift speed. Clear? So first we will talk about the drift speed. Okay. Now what is a drift speed? It is the actual speed of the charge in a wire. Okay, that means in a wire with what speed the electrons are flowing. Okay, that is called drift speed. Their movements, speed of their movement from one point to the another, speed of the electrons from one point to the another. So if we talk about the drift speed of the copper, okay, that means the speed of electron in the copper wire, it is just 1 millimeter per second. That means it just move 1 millimeter in 1 second. So how is it then that the electric bulb light up as soon as we turn the switch on? But we know as soon as we turn the switch on, the bulb start glowing. But how is that possible? Because the electrons are flowing very slowly. It is just moving 1 millimeter per second. So it must take many hours to reach the electron to the fan or the light, whatever we are switching on. But it happens very easily and smoothly. So why this is possible? Because when we switch on the circuit, the electric field is set up in the circuit. Because as soon as you switch on the circuit, what will happen? There an electric field will be set up in the whole circuit. Then what will happen? Due to which the electrons start moving. Now the electrons are still moving with the speed of 1 millimeter per second. Clear? Now when they move, a large number of electrons pass through a particular area per second, due to which the bulb start, here it is missing, the bulb start glowing. Okay, the bulb start glowing. Now how is that possible? See here, suppose this is a conductor, this is our conductor. Clear? Now there is an electron, and we have to as soon as we switch, suppose this is connected to a battery. Clear? This is a connected to battery, positive, negative. Clear? So as soon as you switch on the circuit, here we have to use a key also. As soon as we will switch on the circuit, what will happen? This wire is full of electron. Clear? Clear? Full of electron. So when we switch on the circuit, what will happen? Now this particular electron will move 1 millimeter. The electron which is here, that will also move 1 millimeter. The electron which is just before this, it will also move 1 millimeter. So this will happen in the whole circuit. That means if I talk about this area, okay, the electron which are just present 1 millimeter behind this area, they will together reach this point in 1 second. That means there will be millions of electron which will reach here in 1 second, because in wire there are millions or billions of electrons. So as soon as you switch on the circuit, those whole electron, million or billions of electron, they will just move 1 millimeter. So as they move 1 millimeter, so in particular area, the millions of electron will pass through that particular area, even if it is just moving 1 millimeter. So this is the concept. You can also understand by it a very simple example. Suppose this is a tube and this is full of balls. Clear? Actual speed of the electricity is actually same as the light, approximately same as light, which is 3 lakh kilometer per second. So what will happen? Suppose this is a wire and this wire is 3 lakh kilometer long. Clear? Now I want that a ball come out from this portion. So as soon as I will put a ball here, all the balls will shift. Okay, so we will get a ball here. So this is the same as the electron. Now all the balls have only moved by the space which is occupied by the one ball, but as soon you can see, as soon as I put one ball here, the one ball comes out here. It is not the same ball that reach here, but still we get the one ball here. So you can understand this by this concept also. Clear?